Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Sydney, and I am a quantum healing hypnosis technique practitioner here in San Diego. And today I just wanted to talk about a few things that I felt like I didn't fully understand going into my first hypnosis session. And I feel like if I would have known or understood these things, that it would have enhanced the experience a little bit more for me. Obviously, I got a lot out of my first session. I really felt like I got so much healing and I really felt my life starting to shift after that session. But I do feel now that I'm a practitioner myself, I do feel like there's a few things I feel like would help to enhance the experience to help you get the most out of your session as you possibly can. So, the first thing that I wish I would have understood going into a session was the importance of the pre-talk before the actual hypnosis part. So I explained this on my website and other videos that before we even start the hypnosis, we talk for 2 to 3 hours about your life story, just kind of going over important characters, important events, and just talking about, your whole life story. And when I went into my session, I did not understand this at all. I was very much like, let's just get straight to the hypnosis part. I just want to see my past lives. Like, I don't want to open up to you. I just want to be hypnotized. Um, and I wish I would have understood that it was really important to actually open up to the practitioner because the trust in your practitioner actually helps you get more out of the session. So, the more you feel like you can trust me and that I am listening to you with open ears, not judging you, and just literally listening to everything you have to say about your life and truly understanding you, the more you're going to be able to trust me during the hypnosis part and to understand and trust that I have your best interest in mind. And when you can feel safe, like when your conscious mind can feel safe that I have you, I got you, I'm holding you during the session, that enhances the entire experience. And so I always say, like, it's so important to open up and just let me listen to you. Just allow yourself to open up. It's completely confidential. I am not here to judge you. I'm here to help facilitate healing. That's it. That's all I care about is the healing. I don't care if you're a good or bad person. I'm not here to judge that at all. I want to hear about your life and what you've experienced. Even if I know it's hard. Like, I know I'm the queen of not opening up to people. I get it. I know what it's like to not want to open up and to just feel like everyone's going to judge you or like the other person's going to judge you. But in this work, like, the reason why I got into this work is because I have this non-judgmental spirit where I can see different like perspectives. I can see every perspective. I can understand, and I understand humans. I understand we make mistakes. Like, there's nothing for me to judge, and so it's important that you feel that from me. And if you are holding back things, like, you're holding back from saying things to me, that's going to hold you back during the hypnosis part too. And so it's important for you to see how I react and to see that I am listening and not judging. So the more you open up during your pre-talk, the more you're going to get out of the actual hypnosis session. During my first session, our pre-talk was only like 15 minutes, and that really showed during the hypnosis part. I was, hesitating a lot from saying certain things because I didn't know how the hypnotist was going to react, like, and that only hindered myself. Um, and so, yeah, it's important to take the time. It's important for us not to rush that part. Ideally, I say 2 to 3 hours, but ideally it would be 3 hours and 3 hours plus sometimes. And yeah, so it's really important for you to come in ready to open up because I know sometimes it's hard to get into that mental space to open up. So I would just be prepared coming in that day to be prepared to talk and to open up about your life. Okay, the second thing I wish I would have known going into the session was that there's absolutely no right or wrong way to experience hypnosis. So, the problem that I was having during my first session was I felt like certain things maybe were out of the ordinary, or what I was seeing wasn't really from my subconscious, like maybe it was my conscious mind or something. Um, and, at one point I was going into the spirit realm and I was kind of seeing the spirit realm, and I was like, wait, Jesus is right here. Like, Jesus is in front of me. I was seeing Jesus like in the spirit realm. And my hypnotist was kind of like acting shocked by that. They were just trying to show excitement and like awe, I guess, but it came off to me like it was like shocking, like they had never seen that before. So that kind of made me get in my head and I was like, wait, am I actually seeing Jesus? Like, is this like actually happening? Am I just making that up? Type of thing. But it's really important that even if I react shocked or something like that, which I try not to, like I try to just be interested. Um, but it's important that you understand that your experience in hypnosis is your experience and there's no right or wrong, and you are experiencing exactly what you need to experience at the time. And it's really important to just trust what your subconscious is showing you in that moment. And our subconscious uses our imagination and our like senses, our clear senses, if you're familiar with that. It's kind of like your psychic vision type of thing, but it's kind of just like if I ask you to see a red bird, you can picture a red bird, right? And your third eye, it uses your third eye and stuff like that. And so it's important that you just understand that there's no right or wrong way, and just be confident in what you're seeing and totally, absolutely trust it and let me know everything that you're seeing, even if it sounds weird or looks weird or it doesn't make any sense to you. It will make sense eventually, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, the third thing I wish I would have known during my first session was I wish I would have understood that the term subconscious and higher self is pretty much interchangeable in this technique. So some practitioners choose to use higher self, some practitioners choose to use subconscious, some of them kind of flip flop between the two. My hypnotist that I had, they were flipping between the two. And to me, that was confusing because I didn't understand like if they were different things, when they would say like, "Oh, what is your higher self saying?" I was like kind of confused because I'm like, I thought we were talking the subconscious. Um, so just a little something there that some practitioners do use higher self and some use subconscious. If you have a preference, I would definitely tell your practitioner if you're comfortable with one or the other, or if you don't care. But it's just good to know that they're talking about the same things when they mention either one of those. In my practice, I'm moving more towards using the term subconscious. I feel like it's a term that's widely accepted, and even like psychologists and psychotherapists and things like that, it's a term that is very much like used, like broadly used in the community of psychological healing and whatnot. And so that is where I'm kind of going. I don't think it just doesn't matter what terms you use, but if you have a preference of me using higher self, like that's totally fine. I don't mind using either one. I believe that it's both. It's that part of you that has unconditional love for you and has all the answers and knows everything about you. And so it doesn't matter what term um, I use or your hypnotist use, they're talking about the same thing. And last, the fourth thing that I wish I would have known or kind of like understood was it's really important for your practitioner to have a really comfortable place for you to lay. In my first experience, they were using a massage table without like a pad or anything underneath. And for me, I was kind of like starting to wake up a little bit in the middle of the session and like notice that it was hurting my back a little bit, and I was and like my hips, and like I was just starting to like get uncomfortable, and that was making me kind of get in my head a little bit. And so it took me out of the moment, out of the experience for some time. And it was towards the end, so it wasn't like a horrible thing. But now that I'm a practitioner, I make sure that my client has like the most comfortable. Like I use my couch, which is so comfy. It's a new couch. I have blankets. I always make sure that the client is 100% comfortable when we start. Um, and even during it, it's like they can remove blankets. They can ask for another blanket. Um, I just make sure that they are 100% comfortable. If your practitioner that you choose has a massage table, and it's not just me, I've had like other people tell me this too, that they use a massage table and they were starting to get uncomfortable in it too. So if your practitioner has a massage table, I would recommend asking if they have some type of pad to put under it to make it a little bit more comfortable, or bringing your own if you have it. um, I think that would help a lot. So you want to be 100% comfortable. You want to just feel so comfy that you're taking a nap, and you want to be so relaxed. So any type of discomfort should be completely taken away. And I would just I wore comfy clothes during my first session, but just making sure you wear comfy clothes, nothing too tight on you. Especially women, I know we like to wear like tight things that might be uncomfortable sometimes. So just making sure you're wearing like loose clothing, and just making sure that you're feeling as comfy as possible. So those are the four things I wish I would have known during my first session that I hope will help you when you book your first session. So I'll talk to you all later. Bye.